Guys, it's me, Daryl, and I am stoked about today's topic. I'm excited because of the shift that this has made in my life, and I think it can make in yours and your business. For those of you watching for the very first time, my name is Daryl Sweeney, and I'm a coach who works with high performers on all things business, life, and leadership. Now, today's topic is all about serving versus pleasing. And if I'm being honest with you, I have chosen pleasing so many times, personally, professionally, and everywhere else. I like people being happy with me. I like to please people. But what happens when our business, when our clients, when our customers need to be powerfully served or would be better off being powerfully served? What about you? What do you default to? Do you default to pleasing clients and making sure that everybody's happy with you all the time? Or are you willing to step up and powerfully serve? I want to unpack this idea with a story from my own business. So I'm going to do that by introducing you to Stacy, who is an incredible entrepreneur. She has built a really nice business. She's got a team that works for her, and she's driven, she's smart, she's doing a lot of things really, really well. And her and I are working together on building her business, taking things to the next level. And the story starts a couple weeks ago when Stacy and I are on a coaching call, and we're doing it through Zoom. So she's looking at me at a box, just like you're looking at me right now. And we're talking about this idea of her pulling herself out of the weeds, her getting away from the day to day, her somehow stopping responding to every single fire so that she can finally build the business she really wants to be working in and live the life she really wants to be living, making the money she really wants to be making. Now, I've been there. What about you? Do you find yourself kind of stuck in the day to day? Right, putting out fires after fires after fires, and then going to bed at night with that list of things you just never seem to get to? I still find that in my business. So I know what that feels like, and I bet you do too. Now, as Stacy and I are talking about this and the call ends, there are literally tears streaming down her face. Because I'm asking her all these questions about what she really wants and what's standing in the way, and we're just unpacking a lot of stuff in this call. And she got so emotional in that call that she recognized that she needed time away. She needed to reflect on all that we've been discussing and come back to it. So we ended the call. And even though I touched base with Stacy for a couple of times between that call and the next one, I wasn't really sure how she was feeling about everything. And 2 weeks later, we get on a call, and she's looking at me, and I'm still having all these thoughts in my own head about where this might go. And we have the normal small talk that usually opens up a call. And then she says, Daryl, I need to tell you something. I've been very mad at you. And, I kind of had an uncomfortable smile because it was in this moment that I'm like, okay, she's been mad at me. What does that mean? So I didn't really say anything, but she continued. And she started telling me why she was mad at me, but then she stopped herself. And she says, I'm just going to read it to you. She pulls out her journal and she reads, Daryl broke me on Monday. Now, it's at this point in my mind that the thoughts really start racing, right? Am I about to get fired? Am I about to get yelled at? Is it going to be something worse? What is she going to do with this idea that I broke her on Monday? And what happened next was amazing. She told me how she had spent the entire last week or two digging in and reflecting on our call. What was it that caused her to get so emotional about the questions I was asking? Why was she getting so angry at me for not letting go of the opportunity available to her? What drove that? And she dug deep, y'all. She got into it and wrestled with it and struggled with it and thought about it. And she did the work. I often tell clients that the magic doesn't happen in coaching calls. It's what happens afterwards, right? It's what happens in between calls. And Stacy brought all of it. And what she discovered as she went on to share is that, number one, she said, I realized I've never given myself permission to dream. And I've never given myself permission to believe that this business could be anything more than it is now, that it could feel different, that it could look different, that I could make a lot more money. I never gave myself permission to believe that it was all possible for me. And those insights are now the fuel that is driving her forward. It's given her the opportunity to rethink her business, to ask hard questions, to dig in and shift from the land of this is all there ever is or can be into the land of possibility. She's dreaming again. She now has given herself permission. And it doesn't happen if I didn't show up in that call to serve her powerfully. That was step one. Right? So I had to serve her powerfully. I had to ask hard questions. I had to sit in the discomfort. That was step one. And then Stacy had to do all the same things. She had to be willing to dig deep. She had to be willing to be honest and serve herself in such a way that she asked really hard questions. She sat in the discomfort. She sat in the emotion. She didn't just go back to doing what she had always done. And through that work she did, insights developed. None of that would have been possible if I, as her coach, or Stacy as the client, we're all about pleasing. We're all about feeling good. We're all about just being happy. So I tell you that story to ask you, where in your business are you pleasing customers or clients when you have an opportunity to powerfully serve? And what might shift in your future if you show up with a serve first mentality? Thanks for watching. I hope you got something out of this. If there's somebody you know who needs to hear this message, please share this video with them, tag them in the comments. If this is something you're struggling with, if you want to know and start to explore how to show up and serve powerfully in your business, hit me up. You can get me on this platform. You can catch me on my website at darrellsweeney.com. You know how to get a hold of me. So would love to have a conversation about what's going on for you. And with that, I will talk to you guys very, very soon.